Well, this Godot situation is wild. It's been quite a ride these past few days, and we're going to talk about all of that and also where I see this all heading. Also, if you happen to be a game developer watching this tiny YouTube channel, I'm going to put some options out there for you if you happen to be using Godot and you're looking for alternatives. I know that, game development is no easy task, and if you're already an indie developer entrenched in your game, with Godot, it's awfully hard to change gears at that point. So, you're probably not going to be able to do much. But maybe there's an option here. Maybe there's an option for your next game, and just kind of put some stuff out there. So, let's just get right into it. This is going to be from the official Godot X account, and they made a statement here. On Friday, we made a tweet that unexpectedly led to a wave of harassment directed at our staff and community. We unequivocally condemn this abuse. The volume of negative engagement overwhelmed our moderation efforts. While attempting to protect the Godot community, we mistakenly blocked individuals who were not participating in the harassment. The Godot Foundation Board takes full responsibility for these moderation actions. If you believe you were blocked in error and have not violated our code of conduct, please contact us with the form linked below. We are committed to swiftly rectifying any mistakes. We firmly stand by our mission to keep our community spaces free from hate, discrimination, and other toxic behaviors. The Godot Foundation Board. Now, this is in response to the community manager going on a block tirade. I guess what happened is they got into it with some of the Godot community members about politics for some reason or other. I don't exactly know what it was about, but I do know that it exploded and basically they kicked the hornet's nest because they just kept they kept prodding this and making it worse and worse and started to block people, and that made it even worse. And basically their community manager turned this thing into a full-blown flame war that ended up encompassing massive amounts of people that are speaking at all ill of Godot in any way, including people who are like complaining about bugs not being fixed, or they need, this font integration to be better, or what have you. So those people got blocked too. So now you're talking about people who are like, complaining about bugs, people who are complaining about politics, and probably a good portion of both of those groups was financially donating to the Godot Foundation. And so all of a sudden you've got donors that were blocked by Godot that are not going to be donors anymore. And I think that that's why this post exists. I think this is an attempt to get those donors back and not have to apologize for their actions to do that. Because you can read through this again. This is not an apology. This is not even close to an apology. In fact, I would say that this is probably the best non-apology I've seen all week. So they get the trophy for that this week. I guess that goes to the Godot Foundation. Because they just say, like, oh, well, we're okay with blocking people as long as they disagree with our politics. But we don't want to block people that were, not disagreeing with our politics that would pay us. We want those people to be unblocked. So, contact us on our form and get unblocked. Yeah. If I was any way, shape, and form financially contributing to the Godot Foundation and I got blocked by them, I ain't filling out no form. I'm pulling my money and finding something else to do. And I will get to that, in fact, in a moment as to where you can go from here. But certainly, even if I was working on a game in Godot, I'd look for alternatives for my next game, and I'd be not continuing to support Godot. I would support the next thing I'm going to use. So yeah, that's where this is all at as far as I'm concerned. The other thing they posted is in relation to their Discord server. So this is a separate issue, similar issue but separate, on community moderator Xananex. We strongly condemn the harmful language used by Xananex, moderator of an unofficial Godot-related Discord server. Unofficial is a very loose term here, and we'll get to that in a moment as well. We want to clarify that Xananex is not hired by nor a spokesperson for the Godot Foundation. As an organization, we have our own official Discord server moderated together with new volunteers vetted by our team. It is a very new server. So the thing about this is, if you go to their community tab, this link will take you to their official Godot server, their official Godot Discord server. Well, it used to. Now it goes nowhere because they pulled the invite. So they don't even want you on their Discord server, their official Discord server anymore. They've gone full lockdown at this point. Not surprising. I mean, they're trying to let this blow over. So even that link doesn't work. However, if you go to the Wayback Machine and you plug in June 17th of this year, so not that far, not that long ago, this is a very different Discord link. This link takes you to a very different Discord server. And Wayback Machine doesn't work, but if you remove the Wayback Machine from the URL and you go to that link, that invite, it takes you to Godot Cafe. This is not the same server. This is Xanax's server. So this was officially linked on their official website as their official Discord server not 3 months ago, 4 months ago. So, yeah, this is, they are culpable. And clearly, I mean, with 90,000 members, they got this 90,000 members because it was linked on the official Godot website. So they have culpability here too. So this, oh, it's not our official Discord server line. Yeah, that's a line because they have culpability here. It was their Discord server, and then they made their own because they probably realized they were going to get in deep trouble because of this Xanax guy. That would be my estimation. But they didn't catch that on the community manager. The community manager apparently, I guess, is still working for him. So they're defending that, but they're denying Xanax here. They're saying, oh, we don't have anything to do with that. So yeah, who knows? And the other interesting thing about this post, accounts Godot Foundation mention can reply. So they turned off their replies on this too. And then they have their block appeal form. This is ridiculous too. So this block appeal form, it looks like they're just collecting your personal information so that they can, go after you later. I mean, that's what I think this is. I think this is this is their blacklist or their potential blacklist. So if you have, if you fill out this form, you'll go on their list, and then if they see that you say something that they don't like, then you're going to go on the blacklist and you're going to get blocked again. But yeah, that's where we're at. And they're probably not going to block you if you give financially to their foundation. But honestly, if you were given to their foundation and they blocked you, and then they asked you to fill this form out, I'd tell them to stick this form where the sun don't shine, and I'd find some other engine to financially support. That's what I would do. I mean, I guess I'm a bit of a cantankerous developer in that way. But what are you going to do, right? So that is basically the situation as far as I see it. They really did start this, or their community manager really did start this. It is, to a degree, their Discord server. And, that guy was doing the same thing. And honestly, I mean, there's a reason why I didn't switch to the Godot project. The first reason is clearly it's very different than Unity. I had tooling in Unity that was going to be a pain to port over. And I just looked at the situation and I said, well, we'll see what Unity does. They finally did steer the ship in the right direction. I'm happy with the way Unity's going, the direction Unity's going in, and I'm glad I stuck it out. I know a lot of people didn't. They jumped ship. They went to Godot. They went to Unreal. I guess Unreal, the people that went to Unreal, they're sitting pretty now because at least so far, I mean, it's still early in the week, but Unreal has not started any flame wars and blocked people and destroyed their reputation. But yeah, like I said, it's only early in the week. Give them time, I guess. But yeah, I guess right now they're sitting pretty. And honestly, with Unity, I think is going well too. But you have to take a chance on these engines, and at the end of the day, there's only so much you can do. And that was something that I did smell in the water with the Godot Foundation. They're very much left-wing. If you don't agree with us, we're going to destroy you kind of people. Now, I wouldn't care if they were left-wing and they said, well, you don't agree with us, but we both like game development and we can agree on that, and, that would be fine. But it's not just the community manager in this group that has this you must agree or die mentality. And, I smelled that in the water months ago when I was looking at Godot as an option. And that was something that did turn me off to it. Like I said, in combination with the fact that it'd be a huge change to a lot of things to switch my games over to Godot from Unreal or from Unity. And so, yeah, it's a problem. And I could tell you, honestly, at this point in time, I think Unity is a good way forward. And I don't know where Godot's going to go from here, because they're clearly trying to avoid a situation. They're trying to let this blow over. They're turning off their replies. They're trying to go dark as much as they can and just let this whole thing blow over. And I don't think it's going to blow over because, you know, a lot of developers out there are sick to death of this, you know, is it going to work? Is it going to blow up? Is it going to be a problem? And Godot is just another to that list. And I think there's going to be alternatives. Well, there already are alternatives out there, and I think developers are going to jump to those because we saw that with Unity. We saw a lot of people jump to Godot, and Godot was going to be the answer to everything. And now this happened, and, you know, maybe some of us did see it ahead of time, but I didn't expect this to happen as quick as it did, as big as it did. And, you know, this really reveals what they're all about. It tells me that Godot is not the way forward at all. And especially the things that they've been doing since. One really concerning issue is they've been blocking people on their GitHub account. So you can see right here, this guy got blocked from their GitHub. So he can't pull the source code. To an MIT open source licensed project, he can't get the source code. I think that violates the license in some degree. I think there's some legal recourse here, in my opinion, but I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's ever been challenged before. I don't think any open source has really been challenged in court before. So good luck trying to prove it. Good luck trying to get that to work. But I think there is legal recourse here if you can pull it off. If you can find the right lawyers to pull it off, maybe you could get something out of this and get them to change course. But that said, who knows? And, you know, maybe they would change the license at that point, too, because it is created by the Godot Foundation. They are the owners of that code, so they could change the license. They can't change the license for the existing code base, but going forward, they could. And, you know, who knows? It's very concerning because, you know, the whole reason Godot was like the answer to Unity is, oh, it's open source. So, you know, you'll always have the source code. You'll always have the engine. You won't have to worry. And now all of a sudden, oh, well, you're blocked on GitHub. So now you can't get the code. You can't get the engine. Well, you can download it, but you can't get the source code. And it's only a matter of time before you can't download it. I mean, that's at the behest of the Godot Foundation's website. So they could force you to have a login and block you from that. So, yeah, it's very concerning. And so I guess that's yet another reason why I'm okay with Unity, because what does it matter at this point? Even if it's open source, they can still block you. They can still prevent you from using their engine, at least to some degree, or at least severely hinder you, and, you know, block you from the Discord, block you from the social media, block you from being able to ask them questions or get answers to bug reports or what have you, or even submit a pull request to their code. So, you know, that is an issue. So you can't even fix it yourself. You know, not really many advantages to open source software at this point if they can just block you because they don't like your politics. So there you go. That's the situation. And I guess the last thing we want to really cover is more for the game developer crowd, but there are options out there for you. And the first one I'm going to cover is NoDot. NoDot Engine is a new open source fork of Godot with the goal of fulfilling the promise of Godot. We will be having a space on Friday, 10/4/2024 to formally launch. Share and let us know what you want to see us cover. So these guys have forked the Godot project, and they're going to move forward with it. So that's a good one. And to be honest, I mean, you know, it looks pretty good. We'll see where it goes from here. They're getting some traction on it, obviously, but you know, it is potential. It is very much a potential replacement to the old Godot engine is to just fork it and go from there. And likewise, you know, I've decided to do the same thing, and I've got the NoDot project. So I forked Godot over here. Now, obviously, I don't have anything really set up for this, but I think if you want to see me do this, if you want to see me maintain the NoDot project and go forward from Godot of today, you know, star the project, get a star out there. Let's get some traction. And, you know, if there's enough people starring this project, watching it, checking it out, keeping an eye on it, I'm sure I could get some former maintainers and some current maintainers maybe to switch sides and come over to this and start helping me fix some of these bugs. I mean, I know there's a lot of stuff outstanding, and there's a lot of stuff that Godot could be better at. There's a lot of stuff Godot could be better at. So, it's something that if I do get some traction on this, I absolutely will pursue. And, one thing I promise to you is I'm not going to ban you over your politics. You can be the most far-right insane person, the far-left insane person. It doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, there ain't no politics here. I just want you to be able to pull the code. To be perfectly honest, I don't think we're going to ever have a community manager, even if it did take off. I mean, why would I bother with a community manager? Just a simple Twitter account and, managing the repository itself, and a website where you can download it. I don't want to make this too complicated. No Discord servers, no chit chat like that. None of that stuff. Just keep it simple, And if you guys want Discord servers, make your own. There's a plethora of game development Discord servers out there. There's a plethora of forums and everything else. Talk about it out there, and just bring engine concerns to the engine, and we will maintain a forum for a way to get those things reported and worked on and fixed. So I guess that's my approach. Keep it simple, stupid. I don't care about your politics. Just give me some bugs to fix and let us make this engine awesome. So there's my pitch to you. And if you don't like that pitch, and you don't like NoDot's pitch, then the other alternative I'm going to suggest is go to Unity. Straight up. I mean, they have, in my opinion, corrected course, and it's a good direction. They're headed in a good direction. They've changed their licensing. They made it a little more expensive, but it's not unreasonable. It's not per seat. It is back to the way it used to be, where it's, if you make X amount, you have to pay Y amount. So right now it's 200,000, and if you make more than 200,000, you pay like 2,200, 2,500, something like 2,200 per seat. So that's per year, and 2,200 out of 200,000 per seat per year. That ain't bad. And if you make less than 200,000, Unity is going to be free, unless you want to pay for those pro level tooling. Because the pro level does have some perks over just the free version. You get more options in the pro version. So even people sub 200,000, it might be worth paying to get that tooling. But it isn't for me, and I use the free version. And honestly, if I went to the pro version because I was making more than 200K, I'd be okay with that, and I wouldn't even use any of the tools. I would just pay for the end license, and that's fine with me. So yeah, I think Unity is the way to go. I think it's, in light of the situation with the open source game engine and the fact that a lot of people are blocked from even getting the source code from the open source engine that was supposed to always have the source code available, what's the point? Go closed source. Go closed source with a company that screwed up so bad that they're afraid to ever screw up again. I think that's probably a good direction to go in, because they did screw up royally. And they had to self-correct. They had to steer the ship in the right direction. In my opinion, they did that. They straight up, right off the bat, let John Riccitello go, or he left at their suggestion, I think. And they did lay off a lot of people to trim down the organization, make things lean and mean. And they're focusing more on games. They've kind of dropped all this, let's compete with Unreal on, cinema and this, that, and the other thing, and all these other crazy ideas. They've scaled that back a bit, and they're getting back on the game front. And you can see that right from their website. I mean, clearly, they are big on the games. And yeah, they're big on the mobile games, and mobile is still first and foremost, I think, in their minds. But it is very competent for desktop and console, PC and console. And they have returned a lot to that core, let's make some good games, whether it's mobile, PC, console, doesn't matter. And a lot of this stuff is more for the PC and the console. Like, the whole data-oriented tech stack, the ECS system, all that is very much a benefit to desktops and consoles. Just because they have the increased processing power, it's just exponentially more powerful with that multiprocessing engaged there than it would be for mobile. Given the fact that mobile, a lot of those cores are trimmed down cores, so the multiprocessing is not as effective, but it is still useful. But you just see a huge improvement when you start using that new set of tooling for PC, and it would translate perfectly to console, because I've even tested that out on Steam Deck, and Steam Deck is effectively a handheld console. I mean, it's not the power of a PC. It is very much trimmed down to the level of a Nintendo Switch or a PlayStation or an Xbox. So it runs great on that. It runs great on that kind of hardware, and it's the way I would want games to behave. It's not fun to use. It's not easy to use. It is a bit of a learning curve, but if you're already using Godot with C#, you can translate over. Your tooling is going to be a pain to port. So anything custom you wrote for Godot, it's going to be tough to get that over to Unity and get it working. But not impossible. And there is an awful lot of stuff on the asset store. There's an awful lot of packages available for different things. So I think you could find a home with Unity if you wanted to make that switch. It is a learning curve. Your tooling is not going to come over as easy as you might want, but it is definitely a good place to go. And I've fully embraced my Unity approach. I kind of had to because of the tooling I have. I realized switching to Godot was not the answer, nor was switching to Unreal. So I guess it worked out in the end, because these guys are too afraid to screw up again like they did the first time, and I think they're going to stick to their guns on maintaining a game developer first approach. So I guess that's what I got for you, game devs. So that's what I got for all you guys. Godot is hitting the woke sphere and paying big time. Go woke, get woke, go broke. Isn't that the term? So I don't know. That's what I got for you guys. Hope you enjoy the video. If you like these kind of videos, give it a like, and I will talk to you guys later.